Greetings, greetings, greetings to everyone. Ah, so much happening, but so many good things happening. So I wanted to get on here and update you. I have to admit that I have not felt the need to get on here as often as I regularly do. And I suppose it's because I want to ensure that I am not participating in getting you to participate in looping and repeating all the stories that are trending. We need to operate outside of that. Also, what's happening is that our nervous system is being put on high alert all the time. So if I'm coming on here all the time, trying to get you to look out for something, then I am also contributing to keeping you in a heightened state of preparation. And I don't want to do that. What is interesting is that I've now come to the end of the New Earth leadership training for a beautiful cohort of individuals. Big up to the first cohort of New Earth leaders. It was a beautiful, beautiful process. It started in February, the new moon in February, and it ends tomorrow, um, the new moon in July, July 14th. So we're going to have our little graduation ceremony, and I will be ready to start cohort 2 of New Earth Leadership by the end of July. Now, it's interesting, this New Earth Leadership training, it changed their lives, but it also changed mine, because I am beginning to see the value of being very still, observing, and getting yourself so magnetic and powerful in the silence that you are able to influence reality even more powerfully than if you came online, yapped a lot, and got 20,000 likes. But did you impact people, or did you just contribute content for them to scroll, listen to, and scroll on? What has been happening is that I felt the need to examine where I am on the continuum and just be very still, knowing that I don't know everything. And so I cannot guide anybody with any absolutes, because there are no absolutes. Yeah? The important thing is to remain open and then understand that we have a lot more power than we think we have in influencing reality as it stands right now. I found it very interesting. Two things happened that made me really look at timing. I saw a video clip of Dr. Umar referencing the fact that between this July 2026 and next year, July 2027, a very curious thing is supposed to happen. There is supposed to be an energetic surge in the primordial feminine energy, the divine feminine energy. And I thought that was interesting. I was kind of chuckling with the New Earth Leadership group, that cohort that I'm working with, and saying, "Ha! Looks like you guys are getting ready to step into that role as soon as this course is finished." That's number one. Then the second thing that happened that made me wonder if all of this is coinciding is the fact that we have this whole new explosive diarrhea thing coming on stream just about now as well. Now, what is very clear to me is that all of you who are listening to this video, you are part of this divine feminine rising that Dr. Umar was talking about. What was interesting again is that all over the internet I saw popping up lots of videos where women were saying that in June they started to observe anomalies in their cycle, their menstrual periods. Some people had no period, some people had two periods, some people had an irregularly, long or short, or just anomalies. Even women who were in menopause bled in June. So really, something kind of happened where all the women in the world seem to have synced. So we know that something has happened, right? In June also, we saw CERN turned off, they say, for upgrades. I didn't make a video on that because so many people were weighing in. I thought you guys had enough information about that. I'm still not sure how to perceive CERN yet, because remember, everything that we're getting in terms of information about CERN is what they're giving us. Okay? So they're going to give us what they want us to believe and then have us buy into it. Remember, half of the things that are going on online are to trigger us to have a particular response. Yeah? So we're all now very relaxed and laid back. Oh, CERN is turned off. Nobody's messing with our timelines anymore. We can relax. I don't think so. I think we still need to observe very carefully what's going on with the timelines and continue to push forward our vision of heaven on earth, our vision of safe, happy, prosperous, calm people where there's no oppression or injustice. That's what we still want, right? But tell me in the comment section, did you have an irregular or anomalous menstrual cycle in June? Because if you did, perhaps you are definitely synchronized with the rise of the divine feminine. The primordial mother is how he described it. Lots and lots of you guys are the primordial mothers being activated. And of course, June was also a period where there were lots of solar flares, lots of very strange behaviors in the Schumann's resonance. So we know automatically that there's lots of DNA upgrades going on. All right, so let me know if you also saw that anomaly in June. Now we've arrived in July. July seems very calm. I think they've messed with the algorithms because I am seeing more old type news. So it's almost like they're trying to keep certain news away from certain people. That's fine. It gave me a lot of a chance to just be still and be quiet and observe rather than trying to fight the system or be angry about the system. So I want to encourage everybody who's listening to this video as well to see how you can recalibrate your response to the new cycles. Yeah, sometimes just being a little bit more calm and matter of factly neutral about what's going on is better energetically for the collective than being angry. You see me giving all this advice, but sometimes I get angry, but it's not productive. Remember, half of the things that are happening in the world are for rage bait. Even the World Cup, you see how much controversy there has been around that. That is to get large numbers, millions of people angry and helpless, and then that energy is harvested. Try keep your energy neutral so that your energy is nothing that they harvested. I don't want any of my energy harvested um, during this big period of harvesting. All right, so keep it neutral. And then the last thing that I really want to reinforce with you again, the same thing. The media puts out exactly what they want to put out to get you to respond in the way they want you to respond. So this whole thing about the explosive diarrhea, epidemic going through the United States, they are saying that there's over 19 states that are being affected at this time, that it's the water supply being affected and all of the vegetables. So they're saying avoid, fresh raspberry, strawberry, all of the berries. Avoid fresh herbs, rosemary, cilantro, parsley, all of the fresh vegetables that you would normally eat. And especially they say avoid the pre-cut salad packages that are sold in the store for salads. Avoid those. Avoid undercooked meat and so on. They're saying that this bacteria is right through the water system and the food system in over 17 states. However, there always has to, we cannot be tricked again. We will not be tricked again. The exact symptoms of this explosive diarrhea, this bacteria, is the exact of symptoms of radiation poisoning. In other words, if they do roll out 6G and there's an upgrade in the amount of radiation, then everybody's going to have these same symptoms. So it is more likely that they're rolling out an upgrade in the frequency waves than it is that there is a mystery bacteria taking over the whole country. So the real trick is to reduce your parasite load and get your environment as alkaline as possible so that your body is not an enabling environment to any kind of bacteria, protozoa, or whatever kind of bacteria there is. Again, I'm looking at the timing. I don't make my tea blends all the time. Whenever I do, it's just in time for something. I just brought out a batch, as most of you know. I want to encourage you, as many of you as possible, to grab yourself a sachet to start drinking now so that whatever is happening, your body won't be as badly impacted, right? Again, with radiation sickness, the, the more acidic you are and the higher parasite load is the more you're going to be affected. What they're saying is that you can be affected between 2 days and a month. So if you're vomiting and having diarrhea for 2 days, you're going to lose weight. Imagine what happens after a month. You're going to be emaciated. So the trick is to boost your immune system, strengthen your gut biome, and you do that by starting your herbs now. Okay, to reduce your parasite load. You don't have to buy my blend. You can go ahead and get your herbs um, offline, online, and combine them and start to drink them. Okay, the bitter herbs, no matter what you think, the bitter herbs are the best. The bitter herbs get your body back into equilibrium quicker than anything else. Okay, so definitely encouraging everyone to get to drinking your herbs. There is also a very important combo that's good for radiation, and that's potassium chloride. So you can get yourself some potassium chloride tablets. And there is another one that I saw. I'm going to put it in the description that you can also take to reduce the heavy metals. A lot of heavy metals being in the body makes you more prone to getting ill. So you want to detox. Okay? After a while, guys, detoxing is going to be a way of life for us. For the persons that are on the path, for the persons who know they're new earth leaders, you don't have to wait for a crisis to detox your body. You should know that once you are on this path, you should build detoxing of the body into your lifestyle, right? Because in order for you to manage energy, to handle what is coming in frequency wise, aerosol wise, and information wise, you are required to be clean, organs clean, blood clean, so that your auric field can be clean, to be able to receive undistorted downloads all the time. No, I want you to understand this. There are lots of people online professing to be this and professing to be that. And don't get me wrong, whatever they're professing, it's true. However, if they are toxic in any way, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, then the downloads are going to be distorted by the lens of their whatever toxicity or distortion they have in their personality. Yeah? So it's very, very important. And I'm seeing a lot of, posts from other, you know, um, persons on the spiritual path warning us to be careful of, the people who are professing to be gurus, who are professing to be uh, experts and, will guide you spiritually and will take away this and get your soul fragments, and their lives are a mess. You don't want those people to be guiding you, because some of the guidance is going to be distorted. All right, so just keep on your P's and Q's. Continue to use your discernment. Your discernment becomes even more heightened when your organs are clean, your blood is clean, your lymphatic system is clean, and your connection to divine source is clean and undistorted. The right information will come to you at the right time. The right messages will come to you as well. And then the final thing I have to say is really about how much of a merge there is right now with technology. We know that Meta is listening to us. We know that data is being collected constantly. We know that our personalities, our responses, and everything like that are being gauged by the technology. So this is why it's so important to be very clear. Because if you are clear, what will come through in the algorithms will also be clear. If you're distorted and looping, what is going to come through the algorithm is going to be a reflection of your mental, emotional, spiritual state. So it's going to be looping. It's going to be giving you the same messages, different content creators. Okay? Asking everybody to do your own inner work. Stop looking outside of yourself to gurus as the answers to all of your problems. Remember, a lot, you notice their title is content creator. This is the next level of Hollywood. So the content creators that are most fluent, most convincing, have the best delivery are going to be like the Hollywood stars. We listen to what they say, we hang on every word they say, and we rate them. But really and truly, they're just good actors, very convincing actors. So your discernment is still required. You will know. I know that you guys will know what is fake, what is real, what is authentic, and what is for your good. Be very discerning. Look at how often the same playbook is utilized, because what's happening is that all the content creators are using AI to generate their scripts. And so all the content creators are reading the same script. And we, the ones who are consuming the information, are getting the same thing over and over and over. Continue to maintain your independent thoughts, your independent perspectives, and ensure that you are not completely synchronized with your devices. Take time out in the morning to do the quiet, still moments where you will receive the downloads from divine source, from the cosmos itself, and not from the algorithms. Okay, that is a very important thing, because there's going to be a time when they are going to seek to merge, right? They are actually, technology actually exists now of voice to skull, voice to brain, right? So they literally can download ideas and information into your brain. They don't need these devices. But if you are constantly meditating, it can't come through. It can't cut in to your thoughts. This is why meditation is even more important now than it ever was before, because meditation will block any kind of artificial interference. All right, which brings me to the last point. We will be doing our 5-5 meditation on the 15th of July. Please join us. It's more important now than ever, more than ever, for us to still come together and hold the vibration. We see what's happening in the world in terms of the high magnitude earthquakes. So many people having prophetic dreams about earthquake and tsunamis. So we still need to come together, hold that frequency net around the planet, to ensure that even if we do have natural disasters, because Mother Earth is going through her process, we have to respect her process, but that we will, affirm that there will be no mass casualty events associated with Mother Earth's process. So we come together on the 15th of July for that. I also want to encourage everyone um, to, I am going to establish a WhatsApp channel just to ensure that I can share with you when I do drop videos, because everything is changing now. And whereas I used to be able to send out a broadcast letting you guys know that there's a new video, now broadcasts are asking to be paid. I tried to, and it just wouldn't go through. So that's perhaps why you haven't been seeing my videos, because I haven't been able to tell you when the videos are dropping. All right. So look out for a video on Monday. Join us at 5 a.m. Sorry, Tuesday, the 15th. Join us at 5 a.m. Jamaica time, 6 a.m. Eastern for our 5-5 meditation. Remember, we are not utilizing the Gregorian calendar. So you notice this year I didn't do a 7-7 anything, and I'm not doing a 8-8 anything, because we are operating outside of the existing matrix, and we're attempting to do that by ensuring that we use an ancient calendar based on natural time and not on man-made time. All right, so hoping to see you guys all on Tuesday morning, 5 a.m. See you soon.